Well, this time, Mr. Brown, it's your turn to listen and for me to talk. So, for my international law assignment, I did Tanzania, Africa. Tanzania, Africa is located on the southeastern side of Africa, and the reason I chose this may seem, well, a little weird just because I've never even really heard of this country until I was given the opportunity to go there this summer for a missions trip. There we'll be doing various projects, water cisterns, window installations for huts that don't have proper windows, tin roofing instead of the grass, and mosquito nets, often to stop the spread of malaria. Well, time to actually start the real presentation and, well, the informative part of Tanzania and the law. So, for Tanzania, I'll make this my About page. And so this is their green, yellow, and blue national flag. And although Tanzania may be one of the poorest countries in the world, it actually has success in donors and investors, but majority of the province or the country lives under the World Bank poverty line. The first wave of immigration was by the Southern Cushitic speakers, who are ancestral to the Iroquois, who moved south from Ethiopia into Tanzania. The indigenous populations of Eastern Africa are thought to be Click-speaking Hadza and Sada hunters-gatherers of Tanzania. The people of Tanzania have been associated with the production of iron and steel, and the Pair people are the main producers of highly demanded iron for peoples who occupied the mountain regions of northeastern Tanzania. At 947,303 square kilometers, Tanzania is the 13th largest country in Africa and the 31st largest in the world, ranked between larger Egypt and smaller Nigeria. It borders Kenya, Uganda to the north, Rwanda, Burundi, and the Democratic Republic of Congo in the west, Zimbabwe, Malawi, and Mozambique to the south, and the climate varies greatly within Tanzania. In the highlands, the temperatures range between 10 and 20 degrees Celsius during the cold and hot seasons respectively, and the rest of the country has temperatures rarely ever falling less than 20 degrees. Approximately 38% of Tanzania is set aside for conservation. Now, moving on to political. Get on my politics page, my cartoon down here. Politics of Tanzania takes place in a framework of unitary presidential democratic republic, whereby the president of Tanzania is both head of state and head of government, and a multi-party system. Executive power is exercised by the government. Tanzania's president is elected by direct popular vote for a 5-year term. The president appoints a prime minister who serves as the government's leader in the National Assembly. The president elects his cabinet from among National Assembly members. The Constitution also empowers him to nominate 10 non-elected members of parliament who are also eligible to become cabinet members. His National Assembly of Tanzania, or Bund, has 324 seats and 236 elected by popular vote, 75 allocated to women chosen by their parties in proportion to their share of electoral vote, and 10 nominated by the president. 5 members chosen by the Zanzibar House of Representatives, all members serving 5-year terms. Moving on to my next page, which will be Culture of Tanzania. Tanzanian culture is very diverse and different compared to ours. Their music includes traditional African music, string-based taarab, and distinctive hip-hop known as bongo flava. Their literary culture is primarily oral. Major oral literary terms include folktales, poems, riddles, proverbs, and songs. The greatest part of Tanzania's recorded oral literature is in Swahili, even though each of the country's languages has its own oral tradition. Tanzania's written literary tradition is relatively undeveloped. Tanzania does not have a lifelong reading culture, and books are often expensive and hard to come by. which is same with many forms of art. Many Tanzanian artists have left the country to try and be able to make money at what they do. As for sports, there is not much. Due to the expenses, it is also majorly soccer or what they call football. One of Tanzania's and other parts of Eastern Africa's most common cultural dishes is ugali. It is composed of corn and is similar to a consistency of a stiff paste or porridge, giving it second name corn, meat, beef, goat meat, beans, yogurt, and a wide range of fish and green vegetables to add nutrients to the dishes. Moving on to my next page will be law. So Tanzania's legal system is based on the English common law. Tanzania has 4-level judiciary. The lowest level courts on the Tanzanian mainland are the primary courts. On the mainland, appeal is to either district courts or the resident magistrates' courts. In Zanzibar, appeal to the Kadai's appeal courts for Islamic family matters and the magistrates' courts for all other cases. From there, appeal is to the High Court of mainland Tanzania. No appeal regarding Islamic family matters can be made from the High Court of Zanzibar. Otherwise, the final appeal of the court is to the Appeal of Tanzania. The High Court of mainland Tanzania has 3 divisions: commercial, labor, and land, and 15 geographic zones, and the High Court of Zanzibar Industrial Division, which hears only about labor disputes. The other interesting thing is that although there are many laws in Tanzania, since they're such an undeveloped country, a lot of them are not enforced as strictly as what we have here, and so rather being enforced and strictly seen, it is more or less frowned upon. And that is all. Thank you.